Jonathan, how does it work when you're rotating quarterbacks so quickly, so often? Do you guys even know who's back there? I mean, has it been pretty seamless?
Honestly, it's been like a smooth process. I mean, I feel like for everybody on the offense, I mean, it shows Saturday both guys can come in and produce and make those big plays. And like I said in the earlier interview, that I feel comfortable with either guy back at the quarterback position. I know both guys will be able to make plays.
Can you tell the defense sort of reels a little bit when you have Max? It's so different from Jalen, and they both do such different things.
I feel like it does. Both of those guys have different specialties that they do, and of course Jalen with his legs, and Jalen can throw the ball as well, but Max is amazing throwing the ball as well. So I feel like it is a big game changer to have both guys in the game.
Jonathan, you guys moved the ball fairly well against Louisville last year. Does that give you any kind of confidence going into this one?
I feel like it does. We have a great offense, and I feel like Saturday was just a preview of what we can be. And we had a couple of mistakes here and there that prevented us from having, making even more plays. So I feel like, when we get everything polished up, it can be a even better offense than we showed Saturday.
What do you think of the way Neil Brown calls a game? It seemed like that sweep play set up a lot of other things, including you being wide open down the sideline, the sort of direction, all the different curveballs he throws out there.
Right. I mean, it's great. The word I think of when I think of his play calls, I want to say kind of ruthless, because I feel like we try not to hold anything back, like the sweep play and the plays that he set up off of the sweep play. I feel like he has a great mindset, and he's a great offense coordinator.
Clearly the rivalry is a big deal to the fans. Was there any extra intensity for you all this week?
I mean, of course it is. It's a bitter rival, and the word love won't be thrown around too loosely when you put both teams together in the same sentence. And we're gonna come out this week, and I feel like senior leaders and older guys such as myself need to, kind of put a little extra emphasis on this game, that because it is a big game, especially, it's the Governor's Cup. It's basically the title for the state. So we need to come out and be focused and be ready to play Saturday.
As a senior leader, what does it mean when your team is committing 11 penalties and the majority are pre-snap? What do you do to fix that?
Of course, it's not a good thing, because those plays in a game like Saturday, it could be a negative outcome to the game, be the cause of a negative outcome to the game. So I feel like we have to emphasize those things, and the coaches emphasize those things as well. It's just all about discipline. I feel like those type of things can be prevented, and they should be prevented. It's just kind of like rookie mistakes. So we just got to come out this week and be more focused and be disciplined, because we had some of those same mistakes in the first two games. So we need to just work on, being more disciplined off the ball and watching the ball.
Jonathan, what do you feel the younger guys about what makes this game different from some other games they'll play?
I mean, I think when those guys got here, when they first got here, we kind of emphasized the kind of like the basics of Kentucky football, and beat Louisville is one of those main goals, and I feel like those guys know by now, just from some of the things you see on social networks, and you hear people on campus talking about. I mean, if you're on Twitter, that's all you're seeing right now is Louisville week, Louisville hate week, and stuff like that. So I feel like the freshmen kind of have a good gist of what this game means to our program.
Jonathan, how do you kind of approach the schedule with its way it's set up for top 15 opponents coming up in the next 4 games?
Right now, we're moving 1 week at a time, and this week, is Louisville, and not saying I don't realize that the schedule's not gonna get any easier from here on out, but we're just moving week by week and going week by week, and just trying to. Right now, we're just gonna focus on Louisville and focus on preparing for those guys, because they do have a good ball team.
Do you hate Louisville?
I won't say hate, but there is a dislike factor there. I mean, I'm not a fan of the red team. And this week, like I said, there is a big emphasis on coming out and beating those guys this week.
Have you watched them play yet this year? Defensively, what makes them good?
I mean, I have watched a little bit of the first game, and I've read up, and I started watching film on those guys, and I realized that they did hold both of their opponents to 1 touchdown. So I mean, obviously they're doing something right on defense, and you know, you look around, you see they do have guys, you know, flying around the ball and making plays. So, and of course, you know, they're a highly ranked team, and you know they play pretty polished. So, you know, we need to come out this week, like I said, and have a focused week of practice, and you know, put extra emphasis on being disciplined and being ready to play Saturday, because I'm pretty sure those guys are going to come in ready to play as well.
How much better is your state of mind for a game like this after having experienced some success finally on Saturday?
Of course, it's a big confidence booster, and not just for myself, but I feel like for the whole team. I mean, the defense, you know, they played awesome. They pitched the shutout, and the offense, you know, we had the opportunity to move the ball down the field numerous times, and you know, put some points on the board. And you know, I feel like it's a big confidence booster for the freshmen, and as well as the rest of the team, because those guys had the opportunity to make plays as well. And I feel like it will be a big help coming into not just this week, but the rest of the season as well.
Was there a little bit of a sigh of relief on Saturday, just watching some things go right?
I feel like it was, you know, the first week, of course, it was very disappointing, but it's behind us now. And I feel like we just need to come out every week and try to build off of this last week, this last game, and continue moving forward and trying to make those big plays.
Jonathan, what did you guys do in week 2 that maybe you didn't do in week 1? I know there's a difference in competition, but you look like such a different team.
This last week of practice was really, you could tell a big difference in practice. You know, everybody was more focused, and the coaches came out more intense, you know, and they pushed us, you know, every little thing, you know, they pushed us about it, and they want us about it. So I feel like the players responded well to that toughness from the coaches, and you know, I feel like it was a major help, because now we realize that, you know, our margin for error is not that big, and we have to come out every week and be focused. Just be focused and be ready to play, because, you know, we don't want to experience one of those letdowns like we had at the first week.
To that point, Neil said that he thinks maybe he was too worried leading up to the first game about boosting you guys, you know, self-esteem, making you feel good about yourselves, and he didn't coach you hard enough. Could you tell, I mean, was there some of that? Did you feel like he was more of a cheerleader in week 1 and more of maybe a taskmaster in week 2?
There was most definitely a big difference in, you know, the demeanor of the coaches, you know, in the second week than in the first week. And like I said, you know, they were a lot more intense, and, you know, a lot more just kind of on us a whole lot harder than they were, like, building up to that first game, you know. And I mean, honestly, I like it. You know, obviously it showed great improvements from the first week. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, they will continue to go even harder on us in practice, because I feel like it will help the discipline, and, you know, some of those mistakes that we have, you know, like such as the penalties before the snap of the ball and stuff.